everyone, and welcome to Creative Moments by G. Yay, we're so happy that you're with us tonight. We are all about masculine cards and the colors that you select. Now, we hope you're really going to like this because it's a two-part series. Remember, I said that next week, there'll be videos. They're not going to be lives. But on Thursday next week, we're going to have part 2 of our masculine cards. And we're going to talk about designs that we use. But tonight's going to be about the colors and the color coordination that we select. So we are very excited about that. Monty and I had so much fun creating these, if you will, templates for you to use and make quick and easy masculine cards. Now, I want to remind you, if you're joining us for the first time, welcome. My sister and I go on this crafting journey together, and she is over in the chat room. She wants to chat with you, say hello. So drop her a line, let her know where you're coming from, and just what's going on with you today. What do you hope to learn tonight? We're very excited to share with you some inspiration that we think you're really going to like. Now, we also want to remind you that you can go over, if you haven't done it already, go over to our website and just click on the I want to join the newsletter. We have really a lot of great things. We have free PDFs. We have information that you'll like. We have recipes. We just get together and share lots of information. So we encourage you to do that. We also want to encourage you to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and they're all at Creative Moments by G. So we hope that you do that with us too. I just want to take a moment and stop and say hello to a few of our crafting friends. We have Carol and Mary and Linda, Stella, Hilda, Gloria, Darlene. Yay! Welcome, ladies. We hope that you have fun with us tonight. Now, we have exactly 4 different cards, 4 different color coordinations that we think you might like, that you can make some really quick cards. Because, you know, sometimes you just need some masculine cards, right? You don't want to spend a lot of time on them, so we think this is really going to fit the bill for you. And where did we get this inspiration? Well, we got this inspiration. Hey, darling. We got this inspiration from our flap cards that we have made before. See how we created this? Well, we just took our flap card and we turned it portrait style, and we wanted to make it as easy as possible. And so we've incorporated some DSP. So let's head down to the crafting table and let me show you this fantastic DSP that we've selected. Here we go. Now, this first packet is called He's the Man. And what's so cool about this, not only do you get the DSP, but you get all these little things. If you don't have a stamp set that goes with it, you have these little, they're not stickers, you can set them up on dimensionals. They are really cool, so that's cool. And look at these colors. We've really stayed to the darker colors. And look at this one, look how pretty that is. What we tried to do tonight is we selected the DSP, but then we also used the other side of it so that you could see that you can actually use both sides of this. And when you're working with masculine cards, a lot of times you stick with the dark colors, the rich colors, the browns, the espressos, the cherry cobblers, those kinds of colors. And you know where we get some of our inspiration? Not only do we look at Pinterest, but if you go on Instagram and you look up like men's clothing, men's shirts, you'll get a whole palette of color coordination that you can use. And so that's another great idea if you're just really searching for some colors, you haven't picked out your colors yet. And this is another DSP that we're using. This one is called Sun Prints, and it has some beautiful colors. Of course, we love our stripes, right? And we love this rich blue. So let's go ahead and get started with these designs. Now, the first design, let me see. I'm going to go ahead and take this. Now, this is such a simple card. We're going to make 4 cards like this. It's going to go pretty fast, but look at what we did. You simply take a base mat. It's not even a card. And so this base mat is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And that's going to be the back of your card. And then we simply took some of that DSP that we told you about. Look at this. And we have simply cut it to be 10 1/2 by 4. And we scored it in the middle. Now, I want to remind you, when you're scoring DSP, because it is much lighter paper, you want to not be heavy-handed, right? So you don't want to tear it. And so this will give us the first part of our card. We're simply going to lay this down on the front panel. And you're probably thinking, oh my goodness, okay, this is interesting. But it's very similar to our flap cards that we have made that you can check out on our YouTube channel. Now let's go ahead and just lay that down. We want to remind everybody that it is Surprise Patrol tonight. We are going to select a gratitude gift recipient midway through. So we'll make 2 cards and we'll select someone. Let's see, randomly select someone. And then at the end, we'll make our other 2 cards and we'll randomly select someone. Now look at this pretty paper. Here we go with a craft color in the browns. So this is how we're going to put this one. And let me just see here. I want to make sure. This is going to go on the inside because we need a place to write. So we have simply cut a mat a little bit smaller than this. And that would be probably 5 by 3 3/4. And we're going to go ahead and just adhere that to the inside of our card for our sentiment. And you know, it makes it really nice. I know we don't like to cut our DSP, do we? We kind of get... oops, let's see. Oh, I'm going to have to get another piece of paper and cut it because that one was already stamped on. So let me go ahead and just cut this to 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. And then I will have the inside already cut. I know it's hard for us to cut our DSP. But we have to do it, right? We just have to do it. So let's see. Brenda and Carol, thank you so much for coming. Okay. Now look at that. We're simply going to lay that down. And right on the inside, that's going to be our sentiment panel. And now we're just going to decorate the front. Look at this. See, it's already taking shape. And how pretty is that? Now, we've simply cut 2 strips here, and we're going to stamp our sentiment right here, and then we're just going to put it on top of this one, keeping everything very muted, the colors, and we think that that's really a good color combination. We have our soft suede, we have this DSP, we have kind of an off-white for the inside, and then we have these colors again, crumb cake and soft suede. And then we're going to stamp in espresso. So let's just get this lined up right here and get that stamped. And then we're going to go ahead and bring in some gems for the outside of this, just to kind of give it that look that it has, kind of like, I don't know, little knobs on the outside. It really does add to it, you know, and texture also adds to those masculine cards. So we're just going to set this up just like this on dimensionals. And let's see, I'm going to go ahead and put it right there so that we know exactly where to line it up. And then we will just glue it down. We want to make sure it's centered. Okay. I'm telling you, this is an interesting night. Oh my goodness, I'm going to have to stamp that again. Okay, let's get serious here, ladies. Okay, let me stamp this one more time. Okay, I'm going to hold it for good contact. Hello, Lisa. Thank you for joining us. Okay, there we go. Now, we're simply going to center this right there. Okay, and look at these beautiful gems that I'm going to bring in. They're so pretty. They're kind of bronze. Love them. And I'm going to choose the smaller ones. And I'm just going to put it right here. Okay? And just put it right here on the other side. He's being a little difficult, but he is going to. There we go. And just get him. Well, he just, watch it be on my finger, right? Okay, so we're just going to put this one right here. And now we're simply going to glue this down right here on the front of our card. And look at that. So pretty. We selected those colors that are kind of in the earthy tones. We're just going to add that right here. We're going to stamp the inside of our card with our early espresso. And just get that. I like to put mine down here so there's plenty of room to write. Look at that. Now stay with us because in the end we have 2 more cards to show you. So here is our first card. Very elegant, using our earthy tones. We got to use our DSP. We're loving that. And that is our first card. So let's just put that one right here. And let's move on to our second card. Now this one's going to be a little bit different. Look at this. We've decided we're staying with the earthy tones and the blue tones in tonight's presentation. But look at this. We wanted to pick up some fun DSP. So we used this. Look at the bikes. You might have someone that rides bikes. And something else when you're thinking about masculine cards. If you know the recipient, you might even ask them, what are your favorite colors? You never know. I mean, so that's a good way to find out what colors to use. I'm just checking real hit. Okay, Deborah, hello. Now, we are going to, on this card, do a little bit different design. We are actually going to cut out a circle right here. So we're going to just use some tape and center this kind of right in the middle. I want to make sure and get it centered right there. And we're going to run it through the boss real quick. Let's get our sandwich just exactly right. And run it through. And you can see, you'll be able to see, in about 30-35 minutes, you can very quickly make 4 masculine cards. And be done with it. Now, let's see what this is going to look like. And you know what's great about this is tonight, all we are using really are 3 sentiments, 3 sentiment stamp sets. So you could go through your sentiments and you could pick out those sentiments that, you know, really say what you need it to say, right? So we've just taken that out and we've used some dies, and there you have it. That's what we're doing. So now, let me go ahead and show you what I've done. I cut this out using the stitched shapes just to create a frame. And I'm going to lay that right there, once again, to really add something. And I'm going to put this, just this little bitty strip on either side, just to give it some added interest. But before we do that, let me show you what we need to do. We need to go ahead and center this right on the inside, because this is the outside flap, right? This is our actual card. So let's go ahead and just center that, making sure same distance on the top and the bottom. And now we're going to take a pencil and we are simply going to trace a little bit so we know exactly where to stamp. And we're going to stamp happy birthday. We're going to go ahead and use the espresso. Let's get that. And just get that centered right there. Hold it down. And now we'll just very quickly erase those lines. And I mentioned that last time. This number 2 mechanical pencil has a fantastic eraser on it. So it erases perfectly on cardstock. You know, sometimes it's gummy and it doesn't look good. Not this one. It erases it completely. So look at that. Here we have that's right in the center, and you could leave it just like that if you wanted to. However, don't you think it looks much better with a frame on it? Oh my goodness. Yes, I think so. So let's go ahead and let's just cut this in half, this little strip, and we want to go ahead and center it right here. So let's put a little bit of glue on it, just to give it some added interest. Put it right there. And now we're going to line it up on the other side, and we will cut off the excess. So don't worry about the excess. Let's just get that lined up right there. And if you didn't feel comfortable, you could always lay it across and then just, you know, slice it right there with a pair of scissors, okay? If you didn't think you could get it straight. So let's just go ahead and snip that off on both sides. And now let's lay the frame down. Now this is a stitched frame, so it has that beautiful stitching right around it. I know, I love the frame. We just appreciate everyone chatting with us tonight, and we hope that you love these designs. And we want to invite you, sign up for our newsletter. We appreciate that. Now look at that. Isn't that pretty? But we're not done because we have to add it right to our mat. So let's go ahead and get that added with just some glue. And now we have created 2 masculine cards. Very easy, very quick, but so pretty. Now don't throw this away, right? We as crafters keep everything. Okay, and here is our second card. Look at those colors, very earthy tones, espresso, and we have a very quick card. We're just going to put that one right there. Now let's move on to our next card. Now this one, look at the colors that we've selected. Here is that beautiful paper that I showed you, but instead of using this, because we have another card to show you with this, we use this beautiful paper. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? And look what we're matching it up with. Cherry cobbler. Oh, I love this pick. I love that cardstock. Now on this one, we can go ahead and lay it down because we're going to do something a little different on the front. So let's just go ahead and lay that down. And once you cut these strips of DSP, these go together just very quickly, don't they? Now the next thing we can do is we can go ahead and lay this down right on the center. And you can always stamp your sentiment first if you want. And really think about how easy this was. We didn't use any designs. We didn't use any stamps, anything that you have to have other than sentiments. This just has sentiments and paper. Now the next thing we're going to do is, we want to go ahead and have 2 pieces of this, and I thought I had that, but that's okay. I will go ahead and cut. We need to cut one more, and it's simply 1/4 of an inch by 4. So let's get that cut by 4 right there. Okay. And we are simply going to put this, kind of center it right there. We're going to center it, and then we're going to do something really fun to the front. So let's go ahead, and you can use glue. You can use a tape runner. I'm going to go ahead and use a little bit of glue so I have some wiggle room. Hey, Patricia, so happy that you joined us. Okay. Get that one. Okay, and right after I do this, we are going to have our first gratitude gift random selection. We're going to go ahead and do that. So let's take a moment. Let's have the drum roll. Here we go. Let me see see, I have to actually scroll and get this and scroll with my little handy dandy pen, not to scratch my thing. And the person selected is, let's see who they select. Kimberly McCullum! Kimberly McCullum! Yay! Congratulations! Let's all congratulate Kimberly. Kimberly, all you have to do is go over to our website and you can fill out the contact form. You can go to Facebook. You can send me a message, however you want to get me your address so that we can mail you this gratitude gift. We just appreciate you coming tonight and sharing your thoughts with us. Thank you, thank you. Okay, let's finish this card. Now, look what we're going to do. We're actually going to use some cherry cobbler, some crumb cake, and I hope I have enough. If not, I'll have to grab some more. But we're going to use espresso. Let's see, we actually have enough. We're going to punch this. I'm going to show you a little trick. We're going to go ahead and punch a cherry cobbler because we want all of those colors coordinated in this label. We're going to go ahead and punch our crumb cake. And now, because this is going to be on the front, we need to go ahead and stamp our sentiment. And our sentiment on this one's going to be happy birthday. So we're going to go ahead and just stamp it right on the top. And we're going to do it in espresso. Okay, here we go. Right in the center. And hold it down because this cardstock, this crumb cake is very porous. And so you just really need to hold it and really let it absorb the ink, right? So we have that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to split this right here and we're going to make a border on the back of it. So all you have to do is split it. And then we're going to split our cherry cobbler. And then we're simply going to add a little bit of glue right here. Just on the back of this. Okay? Then we're going to add this just to give us a border. And we're lining up the side. This edge right here. See what we did there? We just lined up this edge right here. And now let's go ahead and just put our cherry cobbler. So we're just going to put a little bit of glue here. And boy, does this make it really pretty. Really adds to the color. Look at that. Now that's at the top. Look how pretty that is. Can you see that? Let's see. There we go. Now we're going to do the same thing to the bottom. We're simply going to add a little bit of glue. And we're going to turn it upside down so we can see where we're doing. And just get it right there. And now we're going to put a little bit of glue. Now, you could, if you wanted to, you don't have to cut it in half, but it really gets bulky if you don't cut it in half, and all of a sudden you have all these. Oh my goodness. It's just so bulky. I don't like it, so I like to go ahead and cut it in half. Now, look at that. So pretty. We're going to bring in our card, and we are going to put this up on dimensionals. So let's bring in some dimensionals. I'm going to go ahead and just get this right there, one right in the middle, and then one on the side. Now, you could always come back in if you wanted to bring in some decorations, some leaves or something, you could do that. But tonight, we're all about color coordination, and we've selected some colors that we feel really represent the masculine colors. Now, of course, like I said, you need to know your recipient. If they like different colors, use those colors. What do you think about that? Here is our third card. Very quick, very easy, very different. I know, Carol, that's retired. But you know what? There's some things that I'm going to keep. because I like them. So you're just going to have to find a different punch that you like. And this is one of our very favorites, and we are going to keep it. Now on this one, let's see. I want to see. I think I may want to put this on the inside. So let me just see. I couldn't wait for that special occasion. Nope, that can't go on the happy birthday, can it? So now we're going to bring in our final card. And we have brought in some blues. Remember, we told you we used the Sun Prince DSP, and we've selected white. So let's go ahead and see what we're going to do to this card. We're going to use that punch again, I can tell you already. So let's go ahead and lay this one down. And you know, I just think dark blues are just so pretty with stripes. Love the stripes. So let's go ahead and just get that centered on our base mat. Okay. And now all we're doing is we're simply bringing in 2 strips of paper. But this time we're going to punch it out of this one and then stamp down into it. So let's go ahead and get that lined up. And go ahead and just... I'm kind of looking at the edges right here to make sure that I have the same distance. So we have that, and now we're simply going to glue this down, and we're going to stamp right there. So let's get some glue on it. I got it off just a little bit, but you'll never be able to tell once I glue it down. So let's just get this glued down. We would love to see your cards. So if you make these, if you would post them over right beneath this video on Facebook, we would love to see them. We are inspired by your work as well. So there we have it. And now we're simply going to, let me just make sure this down. Oh, there we go. Love this saying. We're going to go ahead and use Night of Navy. Actually, this is Starry Sky. This is one of the new colors. Love this color. So beautiful. Hold it for a second. And oh, look at that. I've got to pick that up and show you. Look how pretty that is. Love that. And now we're simply going to lay this right on the front of our card. You could raise it up on dimensionals if you wanted. Let's go ahead. And we cut it to the DSP mat, okay? Which is a little smaller. That width is only 4 inches. So now we're going to flip this open and go ahead and lay down our sentiment mat on the inside. We want to encourage everyone next week. Remember, there are going to be videos. We are still going to select winners. All you have to do is write your comments below the video. So they will be posted just like normal, 10 o'clock on Tuesday and 7 p.m. So let's look at these cards. Here are the 4 cards that we wanted to share with you tonight using these beautiful earthy tones. And what do you think about those? I love these colors. I personally love this cherry cobbler. I love that. So this is, here's the cards. We still are going to select our last winner, but let me show you the other 2 cards. This is just actually the back side of this paper. Hey Karen, welcome. So happy you could join us. So we wanted to try to show you, well, what does it look like? Well, it's just this blue, and blue is an excellent color, excellent masculine color to pick from. And then we simply used the back side, another piece of our DSP that we showed you. And look at that. See, they're very similar, but we have our earthy tones. You'll have to let us know which is your favorite. And right now, we are going to select another person to receive a gratitude gift. Oh, Brenda, yep. Cherry cobbler. I love the cherry cobbler. Hey, Glow. So happy that you're with us tonight. We really love the coordination of the colors of this. Stay with the earthy tones. Stay with bronzy kind of colors for your gems. Really love it. So spin round. Let's see who is selected. Okay, here we go. Round and round. Here we go. And the winner is Carol. She is over on Facebook. We certainly appreciate all our Facebook people who join us. Yay! Carol, go ahead and send me a message through Facebook. Let me know where to send these wonderful, cute little gifts. Let's see. So, well, ladies, we hope that you enjoyed our time with you tonight. We hope that you were inspired. We'd love a thumbs up, subscribe. Check us out on Instagram. We've just kind of started our Instagram account, so we'd love for you to follow us over there. Remember, next week we have Tuesday, Technique Tuesday. We are going to expand what we did on stencils and embossing folders. So we've gone kind of crazy, so we have some new techniques to share with you on Tuesday. Thursday night, remember, is part 2 of our masculine cards. We want you to go out and have a fantastic weekend, and we will see you very soon. Remember, chat with us, like and share, so that you might be selected for a gratitude gift next week. Go out, make it a great weekend. We love you guys. Thank you so much for sharing your night with us. Bye-bye.